A state representative is launching another investigation into Michigan's unemployment insurance agency after a major error.
The state recently said that it never got approval from the U.S. Department of Labor to add certain qualifying reasons to PUA applications, and now hundreds of thousands of claimants have to recertify.
The unfortunate thing is this isn't the first mistake that we've seen out of the agency.
State Representative Stephen Johnson has followed the issues with the UIA for more than a year and chairs the House Oversight Committee. Its members have looked into the UIA not paying people on time, even wrongfully saying they owe the state thousands.
Why do they keep screwing this up? What's going on in their leadership there? I think we're going to have to see a change of leadership in order for us to really have some trust in this agency.
The agency recently sent out this letter to more than 600,000 people in Michigan, telling them that 4 qualifying reasons the state added to the pandemic unemployment assistance application should have never been there. The state error, Johnson says, needs to be investigated.
So we actually had a whistleblower inside the agency come to us a few months ago saying that this was going to happen, but they would not come forward publicly for fear of retribution.
Because of the state's mistake, people who qualified under the now non-qualifying reasons were approved and paid, and now the UIA has to reevaluate those claims. Those 4 reasons are people whose work hours were reduced due to COVID, they were looking for part-time work and affected by COVID, they had insufficient work history for regular benefits, also affected by COVID, or they were unemployed or working fewer hours and denied on a regular claim.
That does seem like an administrative error, if there ever was an administrative error.
Rachel Cole is the director of the Workers' Rights Legal Clinic at Michigan United.
This is not the fault of the claimant. The claimant did everything right. They filled out the form to the best of their ability. They were truthful and honest to the agency about why they were seeking unemployment benefits. And the agency granted those benefits, knowing full well the reasons why the claimant applied and tried to receive benefits.
And for some, they collected, used the benefits for bills and food, and put the unemployment issue behind them.
They put the money back into the economy. They paid their rent or their mortgage to stay in their home, and they put food on their tables for their families. And now the state's coming back and saying, well, actually, now all of that money that we paid you, those thousands of dollars, you need to pay it back to us. Well, they don't have it.
Plus, she says if people are required to recertify, they have to remember everything that happened to them months ago and then pick the best reasons for filing. The state can come after you for overpayment without a court order. But Cole tells Fox 17 there are federal and state provisions protecting people.
If they are forced to pay back this money, that's a huge hardship on them. And the legislature has contemplated that they shouldn't have to pay it back if it's due to an administrative error.
So if you got that letter, the UIA says that you need to log into your MyWAM account, click on requalify for PUA, and then choose another valid COVID-19 reason. The UIA tells me it is currently working on a waiver process. So the UIA did send me this statement saying, in part, at the onset of COVID, there was ambiguity in the federal guidelines and more latitude in the interpretation of those guidelines by the states, including Michigan. So as a result, the state included 4 reasons that were ultimately not approved by the U.S. DOL. And earlier this year, additional guidance was provided that required UIA to reevaluate PUA eligibility for those who chose one of the now 4 non-qualifying reasons. I also contacted the U.S. Department of Labor in Washington, D.C. to see what, if any, consequences the state could face. That question was never answered, but a spokesman told me it is aware of the situation and will continue to work with the state, saying that the state's action reflects communications by the department's Employment and Training Administration's Chicago Regional Office with the state and the state's review of ETA guidance. Whether it's unemployment or another issue you need help looking into, you can call the Problem Solvers at the number on your screen or send an email to us at problemsolvers@fox17online.com.